We're going to be doing a new tier list since metagross came around, and there were some patches in between. I've been waiting for metagross to come around before I redo the tier list just to change things up. So let's get straight into it. First, I kind of want to do my top 4. So I'm gonna pick like the top 4. There's 5 types. I'm gonna pick the top of each typing, you know, all-rounder, attack, defender, speedster and all that. And I'm going to go type by type. So first I'm gonna start with Zacian. Zacian's crazy, he's really good. They recently did a bug fix on him that didn't feel like it was a bug fix, but he's still pretty great even though he does less damage right now. Next, now my list might be a bit different than everyone else's, but I'm going to do Venusaur. Venusaur is really good, irrespective of which build you do. If you do Petal Dance, Solar Beam, if you do Solar Beam and Sludge, if you do Sludge, Petal Dance, I mean, I think those are how they line up. But you get what I mean. You can just pick either build set, you can mix and match. They're just pretty great. Next, I would say for speedsters, Dodrio. Dodrio is pretty good. He's pretty fun. Very much a guerrilla warfare, get in, get out. There's some nice stuns and some nice controlling the enemy team, either pushing them away or bringing them closer. He is a bit squishy, but if you constantly got movement, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Next, let's do defenders. I would say Slowbro. Slowbro is so good, just because he has so much crowd control, and he can really take like a lot of damage. He's really got good health, good crowd control. He can do a bit of an offensive build. He's pretty decent. I like him. He's pretty good. Next, man, that's a hard choice. It's either Hooper or Mime, and I would say it's Mime. Mime's got really good crowd control. He can keep your team safe. He can push the enemy team off of things. He can stun the enemy team. He can fight for pretty decent moves. He's not going to do a lot of damage, but he can irritate you and keep you busy. Now with that, I'm going to do the A, B, C and D tier, but I'm only going to do the all-rounders, then we'll move on to the attackers, then speedsters and so on. So with A tier, I have to start with this. Mewtwo X is so good. He's just really good. I would say the second spot would probably be Buzzwole as well. That super power, man. It's such a nice move. It feels so impactful, that oomph, and it has good crowd control. You essentially got them stunned for that entire second. I don't know if you can actually attack people during that period that he grabs you and slams you, but he does a lot of damage. He's pretty cool. I like the control on him. I would say next is Lucario. I'm not really good at Lucario, but he's a high skill Pokemon. If you get really good at him, he can really be a nice pursuer, almost a quick dash in, poke, get out. He takes a lot of damage. That's really good. Next, I would say probably Dragonite. Dragonite's really decent. I enjoy him. Outrage, I don't really enjoy Hyper Beam. It's just not my style. Outrage, I love stunning people with like Lightning Punch, and you get to Ice Punch, then Fire Punch. I love that. I love that. Some Rapid Fire Scarf, Muscle Band on a Dragonite. I love it. Just go crazy. Last for 80, I would say is Mimikyu. Mimikyu's so good. I love it. They nerfed him with Play Rough after an incredibly weird buff of making him invincible while he uses Play Rough. But he's pretty good, eh? He's pretty good. Even with that, Shadow Claw might even be greater. You always do Shadow Sneak. Trick Room's interesting. I just don't think it's the better choice. Who do I want to start off with? Oh, let's start off with the old favorite, the Fire type Charizard. Yeah, Charizard's pretty good, especially after the buffs. He now evolves at level 7 and, along with all the other starter Pokemon from the first gen. He's decent, man. I enjoy him. He's so much better now. It's not late game. He's still kind of late game, but he's not as late game as he used to be. Next would be Garchomp, and now like it's hard to say who's first in the B tier between these two. I enjoy Garchomp's like attack speed, man. He's very survivable. I myself go the Dragon build, so Dragon Rush, Dragon Claw. Dig and Earthquake are also quite cool, but I just find more usability and utility out of the Dragon combo. Next would be Blaziken. Blaziken's pretty cool. I don't know, man. He could use something to feel a bit more OP. There's really good Blazikens, don't get me wrong. But he just feels like he needs a lot more from you and a lot more... What I'm looking for, strategic movements, understanding of his mechanics, how to abuse and manipulate them. But he is still pretty good. I mean, you can Unga Bunga your way through a lot of fights, but he has a high skill ceiling. I just don't think a lot of people are hitting, myself included. Next would be Marchamp, the king of Unga Bunga, but he's fun. He's always good. His Unite move is just so good. It's so good. Controversially, the new Pokemon Metagross, I'm gonna put him here in B tier. He's fun. He's good. He's not game breaking. I think there are better choices, obviously, by A tier. I would put him like further ahead if there weren't more established things, and he's kind of new. But from what I've played, and until we find a perfectly established pro build, a meta build for him, a Metagross build, love it. I'm gonna keep him in the B tier. He can do better. He's really good. There's potential for more. From what I see right now, I'm keeping him in B tier. He's great fun, he's not the greatest. Next I would have to do... Let's do Serena. Aegislash is great fun. He's also a bit more complex than some people might know. I've seen so many people in solo queue attack while still in like shield mode, but it is what it is. Who do I start C tier off with? Let's do Scissor. Scissor's good. He can still carry a match, but there's better choices and there's things that counter him so hard. If you aren't running Central, man, it's such a uphill battle. And I'm just gonna start D tier now since we're on the same Pokemon, Scyther. I don't see use for Scyther. He's just a pre-evolution to me. I've used him a few times by accident, a few times on purpose, and I still, at those matches on purpose, just as an accident, I feel I messed up. I should have gone for Bullet Punch. But it is what it is. Next on C tier, I'm gonna put Asmodee in. She's not bad. I don't really know if it's a guy or a girl. It's just too cutesy, so I'm calling it a girl. They're not bad. I just feel that so many people know that you just shouldn't 1v1 Asmodee, so they're gonna gank up on you and you lose a major part of this Pokemon's advantage, which is 1v1 fights, man. She just like crits. So it's rough, man. Always use Aqua Tail on her, because anything else I just think you're wasting a lot of potential of the Pokemon. But it's rough because you just 3v2 them in the lane and Asmodee becomes kind of a dud. Next I would say Urshifu, both versions of Urshifu. They're good, but they need some loving, man. And they've just been getting nerfs instead. I think it was after championships they just saw there was way too much utility in this Pokemon. They had to drop some bombs on him. And last but not least, I would say T-Tars in C tier, man. Yeah, out of all rounders, I only think that Scyther deserves D tier. I just think you're wasting the potential of a Scissor by picking Scyther, man. It is what it is. With there, I think we're going to start on the attackers now. Back to A tier, we are going to do Gardevoir. Dude, Gardevoir is so good. If she gets in the right position with her Unite move, she's really going to drop something on you. especially if she's comboed with the Ninetales. Man, if Ninetales freezes you in the wrong position in Gardevoir's already, she could Psyshock you into oblivion, she could Unite move you. It is really bad. I mean, even Gardevoir, there's been so much talk and I just haven't been able to pull off any combos with this metagross, but a Gardevoir metagross Unite move combo, that sounds so deadly. It would have been lovely to try, but we haven't gotten that right. Who do I want to do next, man? I have to say Mewtwo. I'm one of those guys that mained him when he came out, and he's just too much fun. I mean, he's really nerfed, he still plays so nicely. If they kept him here, I would be happy with it. As a Pokemon, he's really good fun. Next would be Inteleon. Inteleon's been asking for some nerfs. He's really good. Liquidation got a bit of a nerf, and it you can feel it, but he's still great, man. He's still great. Snipe Shot is decent. Delphox for the Fire Spin, man. That's some grand CC. Mew's great. The range, the ability to have 6 different moves on you. Mew, I mean, he actually deserves to probably be a bit closer to in the top 3 attackers, in my opinion. He would be S tier, but I just feel Venusaur got so much damage on it. See, I would put Dragapult. Yeah, no, Dragapult deserves A tier. I just don't think, people say he's broken. He's dangerous, right? A fed Dragapult is dangerous, definitely. He's a good contender, but anything on this list, fed is dangerous. A fed Scizor, a fed Scyther, they could all be extremely monsters. But Dragapult, if they're not fed, they're easy kill in my opinion. Especially if they don't know how the Pokemon works. On to B tier, I gotta start with Duraludon. I think Duraludon's so great. So many people just don't give him credit where credit's due, and a lot of people don't keep good range when they play with him. You need to get used to him. I prefer Dragon Pulse myself compared to Flash Cannon, and he's really good, man, at zoning and keeping like the team in the fight. He's really decent. He's that one glass cannon that's at the back of the match, just constantly making you wonder, why is your health dropping when none of the Pokemon are near you? Yeah, I love Duraludon. Cinderace is great. Decidueye, gotta love him. Glaceon, definitely. You see, here comes the issue of the Pokemon that I like versus the Pokemon that I think deserve the position. And I think we're gonna have to start C tier with Greninja. Man, I wish I could put him in B tier, but he's doing better. But there's just better Pokemon, man. There's just better Pokemon. I'd have to say Chandelure, good C tier too. Man, Cram, I don't know. No, Cram, we're gonna put you in D tier so long. Sylveon I enjoy, Pikachu I do enjoy, Espeon, I just think there's Pokemon that deal more damage and are less gimmicky. Like Sylveon, man, if you start doing that voice and you're stuck in that direction and they just decide to eject button to the other side of you, you're cooked. You're stuck in that direction, you're moving slow, you're doing no damage to them, you gotta eat whatever they're gonna dish out. But with that, we're gonna move on to our next category, the Speedsters. Man, I'm gonna start with Zoroark. Zoroark's so good. Absol. Neophion, I think you do deserve A tier. Sorry, B tier. No, man, you do deserve A tier. No, yeah. Gengar, I think you're a good B tier. Zeraora, RIP, man. Yeah, C tier. Yaskirada, no, you deserve B tier a bit more than Gengar does. I'm happy with that. I don't have a lot to say about Speedsters. Speedsters aren't in a bad zone right now. They're doing pretty good. I mean, Meowscarada released atrociously. That was awful. Never do that again. But right now it's in a better position. I don't think it's the best Speedster. They've definitely been pull in their blows when they release a new Pokemon. They make sure that we're not doing another Mewtwo X and Y problem where the game just gets trolled by the latest Pokemon, and it just becomes pay to win essentially. But with that, we're gonna move on to defenders, and man, I gotta start with Goodra. I can't tell you how many times a Dragon Pulse stops me from just ending the horrible fight, and it probably ends in me getting KO'd because their teammates show up. Speaking of, Lapras. Lapras is so annoying, it is so versatile, the mobility on this Pokemon is crazy. If it hits you with an Ice Beam, man, a really good Lapras will make you feel like you've got nowhere to go, and with Berry Song it really makes you feel like you're on the clock. I would say next would be Blastoise. Blastoise stuns so nicely with the Surf Hydro Pump, but I would say you could even do Liquidation and I think it's Rapid Spin. Man, that is such a fun move. You just go straight for any kind of attack or Speedster and you shred them. It's so fun. That's a real question, man. Who do I do? Oof, whatever I do, it's going to sound controversial. I think we're going to start with Umbreon in the B tier. I think it's great. I just don't... Its biggest use is that it doesn't die, right? It can fight forever. I just feel like it fighting forever versus it having more crowd control or doing damage and fighting forever. I mean, it's really basic attack heavy, and I just don't like a defender that's basic attack heavy. And with that, we're going to talk about something that's not basic attack heavy, and that's Trevenant. Man, I love Trevenant. He doesn't do as much as the other three that's above him, but I feel him and Umbreon, Umbreon could actually take a backseat to Trevenant. I love this tree, man. This is a good tree. Behind them would be Crustle. Crustle's great. X is a Crustle. I love it. A lot of people misuse his ultimate, his Unite move. I do think that his big issue is that if you outrange him, he kind of has to try and play catch up, and by the time that he might actually catch up to you with the right Pokemon, it's a bit too late. With him, we'll start C tier, and I'm going to go in with Snorlax. I like Snorlax. He just also kind of feels bland. Mamoswine's really good. I think he just needs a buff. Greedent can go into the D tier where he belongs. I hate this Pokemon. Clefable, good C tier. Wigglytuff, I like it. It just doesn't do as much as the others. I think these are the A and B tiers are the ones that stand out to me, man. And with that, we're going to do supporters. And I think, Hoopa really deserves A tier. That Pokemon do so much. Alderglass, really A tier. Blissey got some nerfs, unfortunately. Guilty by association. Sableye I think is really good as well. It just needs maybe some buffs, or maybe a C tier. And Comfey, my old nemesis. Man, when I see Comfey, I sometimes get excited, but then you get a Comfey that sits on your defender or your central Pokemon, and they don't ever switch off. They will watch you die before they dare get off their pony, man. It's awful. So with that, I'm going to put them in D. They do really good. I just feel that when you run into a Comfey, man, it's you're down a Pokemon. If we were talking competitive, yeah, man, S tier, A tier. But soloq, oof, I don't like seeing Comfey. And that's going to be me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.